Hello and good Monday morning to you, my polka dot camouflage blueberry pancake truffles. I am not very wide awake. Hopefully you are. Hopefully this coffee will work. Coffee cheers to you. It is July's weekly weekly reading book review finale for 2024. I think we're still in 2024. I do not know where July went, or the rest of this year for that matter, but we have been reading a lot of books. So we're going to talk about the books I read this week and what I'm currently reading and what I might read next. Probably not, but we'll see. I have books upon books to read. Okay, the first one I finished. This is The Guest Cat by Takashi hiraide. Japanese fiction, no surprise. I know I was in the middle of this one last time we chatted, and I just loved how every chapter always started on the right hand side of the page. I don't know why. It's also kind of squat and square and cute. Very short. We talked about that in my last post. Yay for short books right now. The competing philosophy in my head was always, I want more pages for my money because you're investing in a book, and so I want it to last a long time. But there is also great satisfaction in checking things off the to-do list and finishing a book. And if it's short, you get to finish more books, and that is a whole nother topic. Anyway, enjoyed it, I guess. It was weird. My friend Haley, probably spot on, told me why I'm so obsessed with Japanese fiction right now. Because I've been studying writing craft so much. Again, this is a different topic. All I'm going to say is Japanese fiction does not prescribe to our Western storytelling tradition, or what many craft books will tell you, that my I get worked up, is like I'm halfway through a book and I know something terrible is going to happen, and then I get to this part and I know something worse is going to happen, and then you get to this part and you know that we're about to feel that the characters cannot win and there's no way they can win, and there's just so formulaic. But Japanese fiction doesn't have any rules. Some of it was just randomly about architecture, or the one I'm reading now has a lot of backstory for no reason, and you even get confused who the characters are, and I kind of love it. So anyway, short book is about a cat and neighbors and the architecture and taking care of an old estate, and the cat, I'm gonna spare you. The cat dies and it's sad, and it wasn't even their cat, hence the guest cat. Should have seen it coming. So there's that, but pretty cover. Okay, talk too much about that one. Sorry. The next one I finished was a delightful surprise. It had been a while since I've read some just good old-fashioned YA summer escapism romance. This is Dashed by Amanda Quain. Thank you, Wednesday Books, for sending me a copy with a signed book plate. Hooray. I adored it. So it is a modern, I don't want to say retelling, because it's not. It's kind of like after Sense and Sensibility ends, it's like 5 years in the future, but in modern era, if that makes sense. So we have our same characters from Austen's classic, Sense and Sensibility, and Margaret Dashwood is our heroine of this book. So many feelings, so much personal growth. Definitely, she's dealing with these issues as a teenager. It lasted me well into my late 20s about, is it really better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all? Or can we just close it all down and save ourselves the heartache and the trauma and the broken heart and all of that? So she goes on a cruise ship with Eleanor and Edward, who is the boat chaplain, for 6 weeks. So she spends her last high school summer, like post-graduation, before she goes off to college, on a cruise ship, doing the Bahama loop, and having adventures. And there's a cute boy who works the soundboard at, or the tech board, for all the shows and, adventures, and no spoilers, but, thoroughly enjoyed that, thoroughly enjoyed it. So thank you, Amanda, for reading this. Sadly, this is the first Amanda book I've read. She has also done Ghosted and Accomplished. I don't actually know what Ghosted was, but I know Accomplished, I'm pretty sure, was Pride and Prejudice. So would definitely look up more of her work because they're familiar characters, modern settings. Again, I'm talking too much about this one. We'll move on, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a very pleasant, delightful surprise. Okay. The next one I read was another Japanese one, Before Your Memory Fades by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. This is number 3 in the Before the Coffee Gets Cold series at another cafe in a different city. And because this week was just plain out loopy all over the place, it took me a while to realize we're in a different cafe that our Tokyo funicula, whatever, whatever. There's the Cafe Tokyo. This is a different one with the same situation where there's a chair and you get to travel back in time, but there's like 5 rules, and you only get to meet someone who's been to the cafe before, and you only have as long as until the coffee gets cold or you turn into the ghost who occupies the chair. You have to come back to your present time, and nothing you say or do will be able to change your present circumstances. But sometimes you have a message you want to tell someone from the past or the future. And so they're very moving. Some of them are sad. Some of the philosophy is a little funny and sort of pedantic, but it's still kind of fun to read because they're like little short stories. And just the concept's great. And they're also cute and squat and gorgeous. On my shelf, the whole collection, number 5, comes out in November. Hooray! Okay, the last one I finished. This is DiCamillo's The Puppets of Spellhorst. This came out last year, 2023. I didn't buy it because I didn't like the cover. And then I went to our local used bookstore, again, from our last post, and it was there. So I used my Turn-In book credits for this one. It was amazing. So the art inside is stunning. It's just beautiful drawings. I love them. Black and white, charcoal, pencil, whatever the artist used, artist Julie Morstad. I just don't like the cover design. So sorry, Candlewick. I love you, and I love you, Kate. It was amazing. It was beautiful. I marked some lines, and I loved it, and it was great, and it was simple, very short. It's probably even shorter than John Klassen's The Skull, so it could go in early chapter books, but it's a middle grade, and I loved it. Also, I'm just noticing the shiny gold lettering. That would have helped, but anyway, cover design aside, it was a great book. Great book for all Kate fans. I haven't seen it in paperback yet, even though her new one is out, FERRIS, which I cannot recommend a 2024 release more to you than FERRIS by Kate DiCamillo. But also this one is totally worth reading, collecting, if you ignore that cover. But cover snob, sorry. Okay. Currently reading. Just a little way into Before the Coffee Gets Cold, number 4, because number 3 confused me so much because I had put so many books in between number 2 and number 3. I thought maybe I should jump into number 4 and get less confused about our side characters. So still on the first story of that one, loving it just because. And then, you guys, it's the end of the month. There's like 90 million things for me to do. Our marker recap may be coming at you late. I will be able to get out Crayon Box, Patreon, sticker Happy Mail this weekend, but I have some very big projects and wrap-up deadline things to do by July 31st. So bear with me. I don't know what I'll read next. I was looking through my TBR stacks upon stacks, and I pulled these out. So The Lost Story, Meg Shaffer. I did not read The Wishing Game. It was her other big book, I guess. But this was a book of the month pick for August. No, July. We're still in July, barely. But obviously August is coming, and so I thought, I should read the 4 books I bought in July from Book of the Month. And so this is like a fairy tale for grown-ups. That's all I know. Something about a portal fantasy, and I like those, so I might read it. I also, last time or a few times ago that I was at my local independent bookstore, I picked up the Anomaly, which I liked the cover, and it's a French in translation. Not that France or Paris is on our mind for any reason right now. A like cerebral mystery, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. I read the back. It sounded good, and French, so cool for that. And randomly, I don't know why, I picked this one off my TBR. This is The Lost City of Z, David Grann. He did The Ship Wager or something that was Barnes & Noble's nonfiction pick of the year last year. And there was one I just read that's very famous. Oh yeah, not August Osage County. My theater site is showing. The one about the native indigenous peoples that was the Martin Scorsese, Leo DiCaprio film that I refused to watch because I know I'd cry. Anyway, he wrote that book. So he's a nonfiction author, and I have read, I think it was The White City. I don't know. It's about looking for a lost city in South America. And I'm listening to right now, take it at face value for what it's worth. Apply your own worldview to it. It is a podcast called The Haunted Cosmos. It is hosted by 2 Presbyterian dude bros, so trying not to show shade in my voice. Sorry if that came out snarky. But I agree with a lot of their things. I don't agree with all of their things, but I'm listening to the Atlantis episode, and it's blowing my mind, mostly because I haven't researched Atlantis outside of the early 2000s Disney film, and I'm into it. and seeing where things like Laini Taylor's Strange the Dreamer and Wakanda and the Black Panther and all of these things are probably like, oh, that makes a lot more sense than Milo Thatch. But we love Milo anyway. Okay, I'm babbling. I'm gonna go try to calm down, go spend some time in the studio, and I look forward to hearing and seeing, because reading your comments, I don't read them out loud to myself all the time. Tell me what stories you're reading, loving, enjoying. I've also been rewatching Parks and Rec season 4 because I need the giggles. So I've been watching that, and Ben and Leslie just kissed in Indiana's smallest park, and all is well in the world. So we'll chat at you guys later. Much love your way, and more coffee too, I hope. Okay, love you. Bye.